currently 5 o'clock in the morning. As you may be able to tell from my eye bags, I actually didn't even need to set an alarm because I've been naturally waking up at this time anyway, so FML, I'm so tired all the time. Anyway, I want to keep it down because I don't want to wake anyone up, but this morning we're going to be sneaking out to go watch the sunrise. I realise my aunt and uncle would have no problem with me leaving the house to go see the sunrise. In fact, they'd probably encourage it, but we're just going to pretend that's not true, and I live with like super strict parents and I'm still underage. No, we're not going to pretend that. That is weird, but pretend I'm not a 20-year-old adult who can make her own life decisions. As you can see, it's still pretty dark outside. The sun is rising at like 6:15ish, 6:13 if you want to be precise. I have about an hour to get to the place I have in mind. It may be completely underwhelming, but we're gonna try anyway because this place is flat as hell and this is the only area I know where there is like the slightest hill.
People acting. People acting. People acting.
Yep, you heard it here first, folks. The only place with any height in this fucking town is the reservoir. Great. I arrived at my spot 15 minutes before the sunrise, which gave me enough time to appreciate the pre-sunrise sky and surroundings, as well as take pictures with my disposable camera like the pretentious person I've become during lockdown. I'm gonna be honest, I was very skeptical about doing this because it required actually physically getting up early. I often wake up early now because apparently I'm 60, but I don't normally get out of bed until 7, 8ish, so this was a new experience for me. I'm really glad I did it. It's so beautiful. There were like hardly any cars on the road as well, and like particularly here, although you may be able to hear cars in the background, it's really quiet and there's water and there's birds and there's height, so we have a pretty view of the sunrise. It's actually been such a pleasant experience just like sitting here and just enjoying. Like I don't often just like sit and get to watch something. I'm normally doing something, and I'm not actually tired. I say that now, but I feel pretty okay, so no regrets, as the kids say. So you're probably wondering like what the hell's going on at this point. To that I would like to say this is a main character video. You probably saw that in the title. It's probably going to be in the title, but can I just preface that I independently had the thought of doing a main character video before it became a TikTok trend and before people started doing similar things on YouTube. I thought of it about a month and a half ago, and I'm only putting it into action now, and over that month and a half it's suddenly become a really huge thing to romanticize your life and make yourself the main character, which I think is a really positive message to spread. I'm not bitter about it. I'm just saying I think the simulation is stacked against me. I think my brain is being prodded while I sleep and my thoughts and ideas are being extracted from my brain, but I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Anyway, as a lot of people have been saying, there's a whole psychological thing behind making yourself the main character in your life. There's a lot of positive benefits, but today I thought it would just be fun to try. As you may recall, my last video was probably not the most positive, and I sounded very bored and out of control of my life and like just not in a very good headspace. And since then I've been like doing a lot of reflecting, and I kind of realized like although it's okay to be in that position where you just want to vent and be upset about stuff for a short period, I am still in control of my life, and I can actively do things to make it more interesting if I'm bored. So, you know, after that realization, I was kind of like, well, this feels like the natural transition, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of things lined up in my brain that are very main character-y and very different from what I normally do during the day, which is not much. So I'm actually very excited. This is like very different for me. Very, very different, but fun. I mean, I haven't regretted it yet. We got to see a beautiful sunrise. It's stunning. It's also 11 degrees out, but I'm actually not that cold. I say that on my hands, I can't even feel them, but is that really a problem? I don't think so. What we're actually gonna go do now is I'm gonna cook breakfast, which I never do. I normally just have like a protein shake. I'm gonna cook banana pancakes, and we need to go buy some bananas from Tesco's down yonder, which you cannot see. And then we're gonna like make food. Exciting. I was actually really proud of how my banana pancakes turned out. The lumpy caster sugar kind of destroyed my decorative attempts, but apart from that, it was a swimming success. I enjoyed them with honey and peanut butter over a good but lengthy, oh so lengthy, Bronte novel called Shirley. Yes, I do have peanut butter and honey on pancakes. It's an underrated combination in my opinion. It actually tastes really good. So I've decided I'm really going to dress up today. I don't think I've dressed up in, well, I want to say my entire life, but probably in the last like 5 months. I don't think I've had an occasion to really seriously dress up. And I recently found thrifted, a really beautiful dress, which I just genuinely have struggled to have the confidence to wear or find an appropriate time to wear it, because it's not really like the kind of dress you wear just around the house. But today I am the main character, and the main character is funky and is different and stands out. So I'm going to wear this dress. It's gonna be a whole thing. It's gonna be a thing, and I'm gonna put effort into my appearance, and then if I still don't look good, then it's just me. So I've never used eyeliner before. Like genuinely, I just got an eyeliner pen and I have no idea how to use it, and it's been a terrifying prospect to me, but today's the day. It took 20 minutes and much makeup remover, but I actually managed to do a semi-decent eyeliner wing, which I then had to repeat on the other side. The end result was, it was not bad. I mean, it looked great when I stood far enough away from the mirror, so I couldn't really see the detail of it. I put on my kick-ass vintage dress, which cured all of my problems in life the second I put it on, as well as tried to create a plaited crown with my hair. My luck had run out at this point though, sadly, and the result wasn't the best, but this issue was similar to the eyeliner dilemma, solved easily by avoiding nearby reflective surfaces. After my cheap little nap, I had an early lunch which consisted of croissants and raspberries, so I had sufficient energy for my upcoming adventure. So I decided to go to Windsor because it was only 20 minutes away and it's a really scenic area, and I obviously wanted to pay my respects to the Queen self-isolating in the castle there. I still have this weird childlike wonder when it comes to using trains as public transport, probably just because that's not a thing in South Africa, nor is most public transport really. I swear I've been on literally hundreds of trains in the past year and a half, but it still gives me like good feels every time. God, look, I'm even starting to sound like a main character at this point. The train was also mostly empty, which was super ideal for me to get cool, ooh, a girl on the train shots, and in almost no time we had arrived at our destination. It's amazing how quickly time passes when you have a camera and narcissistic tendencies.
Les regards, c'est la grande arme de la coquetterie vertueuse, parce qu'on peut tout dire avec un regard.
I'd already decided that I was going to follow through with the whole treat yourself clause that comes with being a main character, so I went into a Lush and had a gander. I very quickly realised, however, that the Waterstones across the street had captured my heart and attention far more than Lush ever could possibly hope to, so I went there and bought a book instead of a bath bomb, and spent half an hour basking in the warm rays of the bookstore, admiring their selection. It was brilliant. The cashier even complimented my choice of novel at the end of it, which made this a perfect experience overall. Unable to resist my new treasure, I went and sat against a tree in Windsor Park like the mysterious stranger I am and got started. I really enjoyed Murakami's 1Q84, and I'd heard a lot of good things about Norwegian Wood. I think it's one of his most famous works, so excuse my nerdy excitement over such a thing. As most of his works are, the book was bizarre and jarring at times, but ultimately so good, and I highly recommend it. Okay, I don't know how this video became a raving Murakami book review, I'm sorry.
Sorrow followed, to be expected. Didn't want to lose you, but what could I do? Lie down, eyes open, try to forget you. Wait for an answer to my burning question. I'm so in love, but feel so neglected.
One of my favourite pastimes when I'm out by myself is to just sit in a park and zen out for a bit. It's actually really peaceful to just listen to some good bops and cloud watch with zero brain thoughts. I used to think doing that kind of thing in public was weird and a little embarrassing, but over the last year and a half, I've been working on caring less and kind of just doing whatever makes me happy. I think lockdown really propelled this. I spent so much time alone doing whatever I wanted that my concerns about other people's opinions of me just kind of like faded away. Guess it only took a global pandemic to cure me of my social anxiety. I decided to get myself some overpriced ice cream because the weirdly large volume of ice cream shops and trucks in Windsor subconsciously tricked me into craving some. I got a flavour called birthday cake, which was strangely good and had actual bits of cake in it. I can't even think of a flavour to compare it to. It was just in a category of its own. Also, please don't judge the way I eat ice cream. I have sensitive teeth and there's no other option for me. Not quite done with being the mysterious main character yet, I walked along the Thames River and watched the swans for a bit. Fun fact, if you are ever in the presence of a British person when there are swans around, they will tell you that the Queen actually owns all of the swans in the UK. And if you do anything to a swan, you are actually damaging the Queen's property. This is accurate 98.7% of the time, so being told the swan fact is basically guaranteed. Sadly, it started raining and I took this as a sign from God to head home. At the beginning of lockdown, I bought myself a keyboard piano despite not knowing how to play because I kind of figured with all this free time on furlough, I might as well learn something. It's only been a couple months, so I still suck despite my piano app insisting I'm at intermediate level. I don't think you have to be good at playing an instrument to enjoy it though, and that kind of applies to all hobbies really. I find it so fun and calming, especially when I'm playing some of my favourite pieces. I just kind of go into my own little music-filled bubble of escapism. Sure, it's simplistic and not perfect, but hobbies are for entertainment, and I know I'm having a pretty good time. I showered and got into pajamas to cleanse myself of the outside world, and after dinner I watched some Rick and Morty in bed. The show never fails to make me laugh. I enjoy it a lot. I normally put it on when I just want to watch a feel-good kind of thing. I once again got hungry, however, and descended into hell, that is, the downstairs, to eat the rest of my banana pancakes as a midnight snack, and to dance to some music, respectfully, with headphones on as my aunt and uncle were once again sleeping. I think most people are guilty of dancing to music when they're by themselves. It's not exactly a unique activity, but it is pretty freeing, and it's when I feel the most like a main character in a movie. I'm currently picturing Emma Stone dancing to Pocket Full of Sunshine in the movie Easy A, but I definitely don't look that cool when I dance. So I guess we're ending this off in the same way we started this video, in the dark, whispering. Today's been such a good day. Like, I did 10 times more today than I would normally do any other day, and Like, I'm not exhausted. I always think, oh, that's too much, like I can't handle that, but I'm fine. Basically, I'm just procrastinating and making excuses, really. And I think I kind of subconsciously knew that, but now I've just proven it to myself what I am capable of when I decide to like take action. And I'm really happy with how today went. Like, I feel really good, like within myself. I feel happy. I feel like I had a really good time, and it really baffles me that I don't make myself the main character all the time, because this is my life. I am the main character of my life. It just doesn't make sense. I sometimes allow myself to become so passive and feel so out of control. I think this just kind of reasserted that I very much am in control of my life, and I can do what I want within the restrictions of, you know, the rest of the world. I suppose I can't just go around on a murder spree. But yeah, I mean, it's 12:30. It's the next day. Been awake for a very long time now, apart from my cheat nap, but we aren't going to talk about that. But yeah, point of this video is make yourself the main character. Clearly it does something. I mean, like, it wasn't very difficult to do either. It was all very possible and very easy, and I could have done this at any point. I'm in a really good mind space, good headspace. I'm glad I did this. I still can't get over how beautiful the sunrise was this morning. It was absolutely stunning. I wish I could have seen the sunset, but it was way too cloudy this evening, so you just couldn't see anything, which is unfortunate. Anyway, I'm just rambling on now. Thank you for watching this. I appreciate you, and I feel like we're ending this on a very different note, on a much more positive note than the last video, so that's always a good thing. That's what we're striving for, to be more positive and well-rounded people. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Darling, you